Good morning, gamers. Today, we're going to be talking about what keeps your multi-billion-dollar vessel from raw-dogging the Earth. Personally, I've tried it, and I can't say it went very well. There are many ways to handle this, and I have a lot to say about them thanks to my endless fascination with space for some godforsaken reason. First up, we have the classic landing gear. It's the most overused, and that's probably because it's the first landing option players see. You're new, your ship is teetering in the air, and you think, hey, this looks like it works. Well, it's a bit of a design trap. With its unique design and fiddly shape, it's actually pretty tricky to integrate into your build. Sure, it works wonders for tow magnets, cranes, and aircraft, but for most landing solutions, there are a lot smoother custom options. Next up, we have the magnetic plate. It's low profile for small and large, and it's kind of the diet version of the landing gear. It works well when it's blended into the design, but its low clearance makes it better suited for small ships. Use it subtly, but it can mess a build up if overdone. It's not your focal point, it works. The large magnetic plate for small grid is less than ideal for small craft. It's kind of a weird shape to work with. But when used well, it works very well. But it primarily seems like this is good for a crane magnet. The large grid version is big, bold, and loves being the center of attention. Best used in clusters on massive ships. It's got to be my favorite standalone landing magnet when you want some visual impact. However, it is gigantic, so, has to be a damn big ship. That's the last of our landing magnets. Now on to wheels. Now keep in mind, the stock wheel without the suspension really doesn't do anything. So you're going to need to use wheel suspension for this. The wheels are great for absorbing shock and give you a bit of a safety net if you like to land too hard like me. Sure, they can look goofy if used weird, but if you can hide them or integrate them into a certain style, looking at bug mech fans and mechs in general, they are a fantastic choice. For large grids, wheels let ships move around bases, which is better than just propping them up on a single connector. Trust me, one stray rocket and it's game over. Add some support, even in survival mode, you're better than this. For our next landing gear option, we have drills. They can't go frictionless like wheels, so they're a bit limited, but I've seen them used. I honestly really like the look of them on bug legs. Their main benefit is that the tip is indestructible and you look goofy, but I'm sure there's a lot more uses for the drill-based landers. Go ahead and drop them in the comments. Now for the more active and interesting options. A simple yet effective choice is the double hinge, a cushy, customizable landing solution. Set hinges opposing each other at 45-degree angles. You can change these angles to give you more clearance. They give you a little wiggle room for tougher landings. And if you need a little more clearance, you can throw some blocks in there and dial your hinges into the angle that works for you. If you want to take it up a notch, you can even put a piston in there. Clang hates this a little bit, but it can be done. You can even add wheels on there if you really want your ship to blow up. Done right, it makes for a smooth and robust landing setup that can handle large impacts. But be warned, when it comes to more complex builds with lots of subgrids, Clang is always watching. For high-performance ships like battleships or anything fast-paced, think long and hard about your landing solution because you don't want to trust some janky garbage because they can really cause disaster at the worst possible time.
Ad break! Do you need something done? Do you hate your neighbor? Come down to your nearest military surplus to purchase yourself a solution. On-grad cruisers, they make up 90% of our Navy for a reason. Fast, tough, reliable, and fit for all your industrious needs. Buy them new and wow your friends. Mod the heck out of them to blaze your teammates, or retrofit the crap out of an old workhorse for your fields. With thousands of modules and thousands of deals, get your wallet out today and call the number on your screen.
That was weird, I blacked out for 30 seconds. When it comes to landing, we often just pick the simplest solution, but a thoughtful setup can make all the difference, both practically and visually. Over-engineering a landing system might seem excessive, but it really isn't hard. The right mix of pistons, hinges, magnets, timers can transform a basic landing into a whole event. Imagine, as your ship descends, lights flicker on, sounds cue up, and landing gears extend. It's a spectacle, and one that's both fun to watch and helps to keep your ship safe. Of course, the more complex setups bring more risk, especially with claying ready to throw chaos into the mix. That's why landing solutions should never be an afterthought. Practicality and durability should drive your choices, but don't forget the design philosophy behind your ship. Can a few pistons reliably keep it stable, or do you need something more substantial? Are you willing to put them up on stilts? Do they need heavy-duty landing gears? Is a sleek, minimalist look what you're really going for? Or is this really the centerpiece of your build? Plan carefully and remember, landing doesn't just end your journey. It's the last impression your ship makes on those around you. Have a nice day, y'all.